Welcome to Monday. Welcome to March. Let's see. Now you can start thinking like this. If it's March, April, May. You only go to school March, April, May. There's no school in June. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel for you. For some of you, high school straight ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, when you hear your teacher's voice, no matter how sickly it sounds, it doesn't sound like Micah's. So we only have 10 more occasions like this. There's only going to be 10 more times you're going to wake up on a Monday morning feeling so groggy, only to feel so blessed just hours later to be in fellowship with Mr. Franken and pre-algebra. Only 10 more times that you're going to experience it. That's it. Okay. Page 392 and 393, I believe you had all that time to do 1 through 25. Let's go quickly through your answers, starting on 392. What do we call any closed figure with sides made of line segments? It's a polygon. Number 2, is that a polygon, a regular polygon, or not a polygon? It's just a many-sided figure. Number 3 is not made of sides. It's got curvature in it, therefore it's not a polygon. Number 4, it's made of sides and they're all the same length, therefore it's regular. Number 5, if it's got 10 sides, 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 times 180 is 1440. If you got 1,440, you are correct. If you did not, let me say that again. If it's got 10 sides, the formula is always n minus 2 times 180. If you ever forget that, you know how many degrees are in a triangle. So how do you get 180? 1 times 180. So it must be 3 minus 2, 1, right? So whatever the figure is, minus 2 times 180. Number 6, if it's got 9 sides, the total degrees within that polygon is 1260. Number 7, if it's got 11 sides, 9 times 180 is 1620. And number 8, if it's got 20 sides, 18 times 180 is 3240. If you had memorized your perfect squares, you could have done that one without writing it down. 18 times 180, because you know your squares. 18 times 18 is 324, so you should put a 0 on the end. Kara's looking at me like I'm speaking a foreign language, or that I'm asking her to solve E equals MC squared. No, just your perfect squares. You know what a perfect square is, Kara? So your last one you probably ever memorized was 12 times. You know your perfect squares, Kara? So the last one you probably memorized was 12 times 12. Who knows 13 times 13? Anybody? It's 169. 14 times 14? It's 196. 15 times 15? 225. 16 times. You guys never were bored just, you know why? Because of these stinking video games. You know what I did when I was bored when I was your age? I memorized my perfect squares.
I'm never that bored. I'm not bored. I'm ready to
Here we go. Okay. That interlude is over. Number 9. You got a table. It's got 7 sides. And now they're adding some information. It says not only is it a heptagon, so 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 minus 180 is 900. Not only do you know it's got 900 total degrees, it told you it was a regular heptagon. So now you can take the total degrees and divide it by 7 and get 128.6. Can I hear an amen? Amen. All right, I heard a few. Amen. Number 10. Their error was they took their hexagon. They did not subtract 2. They just did 6 times 180. No. A hexagon would only have 720 degrees because it's 4 times 180. Numbers 11 through 13. What is that thing? It's a polygon. It looks weird. Did anybody count the sides? I never even bothered to. I just know it's made of line segments, so it's a polygon. Number 12, not line segments, curves, So not a polygon. Number 13. Of course, it's a polygon. Number 14. Similar to what we just did in 5 through 8. 10-sided, wait, but they added information. They called these, or they said, what's the measure of one angle? You know what? They missed a word there. Oh no, they said regular. Okay, so it's a regular 10-sided figure, a regular decagon. How many degrees in each angle? 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 times 180 is 1440. 1440 divided by 10? 144. Do you want me to do that again?
No. Yeah.
If it's got 10 sides, it's 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 times 180, always 180. 1440. It's got 10 sides, so we're going to divide that 1440 by 10. Even Zacchaeus wouldn't write that out. He knows when you divide by 10, you just drop a 0 off the end, 144. Number 15. It's a 12-sided figure. I'm sorry. It's a 14-sided figure, so 12 times 180. What's 12 times 180?
1, 2, 1, 2,
Excuse you?
2,160. I never heard it. 2,106.
Divided by 14.
189.
154 degrees. 154. Number 16, it's got 15 sides. 13 times 180 divided by 15.
I did all this wrong.
156 degrees. Stop. Cut. Let's do that again. If you did not get 156, it's because we are having serious problems with simple computation. 15-sided means take 15 minus 2 is 13. You have to check your multiplication of 180 times 13. Make sure that's right, and then divide it by 15. And if you don't get 156, maybe we need worksheets where we just practice basic multiplication and division. Yes?
Can you just explain this one since I wasn't here?
Let's do it again. Ready? Any polygon, you can find out how many degrees are in its angles by simply doing this, sticking it in this formula. However many sides there are, let's call it n. Subtract 2 from that, make sure the parentheses are there, and then multiply it by 180. And you'll get the total number of degrees. That's why earlier, Dominic, I said a triangle's got 3 sides. What's 3 minus 2? 1 times 180 is 180. Okay? A quadrilateral, a rectangle is 360 degrees. 4 times 2 is 2. 2 times 180, 360. And that works for every polygon. All the way up to number 16, even if the polygon is 15 sides or more, because we messed around trying to figure out what shape this room is, you subtract 2, times it by 180, you get the total degrees. Now, the difference between 5 through 8 and 14 through 16, 5 through 8, they just wanted to know the total degrees. 14 through 16, we're able to find out how many degrees are in each angle because they told us it's a regular polygon. And if it's regular, that means all the angles are the same. So we can divide by how many sides. Number 17, the measurement of one angle in a regular 115 gon. Some crazy shape. It was just to illustrate to you that it works no matter how many sides are on it. You had to do 113. Mitchell wanted to resist doing this. Hopefully he did it. 113 times 180, 3-digit multiplication. He can do it. And once you did that, you divided it by 115. Did anybody want to share their answer? Mitchell. 176.9, I'll take it. 177, I'll take it. It ends up being 176.87, so I would take anything 176 to 177. At least you got your computation that far. Numbers 18 through 20. What's the value of x in number 18? Spencer?
96.
96. How do you know that, Dominic? Because you take any four-sided figure, there's going to be 360 total.
Yeah.
So you add up what they gave you, subtract it from 360. Number 19. Bella.
35.
No.
I mean 78. Sorry.
78. 78 is the answer to 19. Number 20. Brett.
35.
No. How many sides is that figure in number 20? It's a 5-sided figure. You get that, Brett? It's got 5 sides, so the total number of degrees has to equal 540, so it's 125. If you got 125, rejoice and be glad. Even if you didn't get 125, rejoice and be glad. Because even Mondays, the Lord made those
I
too.
know, like, I'm just like, I just
21 through 23. What do we have there in 21? We've got a hexagon. How many total degrees in a hexagon? 4 times 180.
Oh.
720. Now wait, I did this on the board, so I'm not going to do it again. I remember adding all these up. They're all given to you in terms of x. 10x. If you add up all those x's, 2x plus 2x plus 2x plus 2x plus x, that equals 10x. Got it? So if it's 10x and the whole thing equals 720, what's x equal? 72. So if x is 72, you know your angles on the left and right are 72, and you know your angles top and bottom are 144.
Oh, yeah.
How about number 22? Anybody? 22? What'd you get for x? Kiara?
60?
Are you just waiting for the answers, the other 25 of you? Did you get 60 like Kiara did for x? No? If you didn't, here's maybe why you didn't. What do we call that shape?
Polygon.
It's a polygon. It's a what? What do you call a 5-gon?
A pentagon.
A pentagon. All pentagons have how many total degrees within their angles? Why not memorize it by now? 5 minus 2 is 3. What's 3 times 180? 540. So we know the total's got to be 540. What else do we know? We know 2 of the angles are 150. We know 2 of the angles are x. We know the other 2 angles are 2x. 90. Or the other one angle is 2x. And we know all that has to equal 540. So if you're not able to set this up yet, you better copy that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles within the pentagon. Pentagon has to have 540 as its total because 5 minus 2 is 3, and 3 times 180 is 540. I can combine all my x's, even if they live in Texas. At least the Schmide's got that joke.
I got it.
Oh.
Okay? What do I do? How do I get rid of the 300?
Minus.
Minus 300.
How do I get rid of the 4?
Divide.
Okay, am I done? No! Hi! You're making a habit of this. You can't have those 2, but I'll give you Mr. Mitchell and Mr. Pruitt. How about that? We're not done. We only know that x is 60. So what's that tell us? It tells us the angles h and k. H and k are 60. What's it tell us about j? Come on. This is not a spectator sport. What's it tell us about the angle j? Raise your hand, David. Thank you very much. Go ahead. it's 120 because it's 2 times 60. So we've got X, H, and K equaling 60, but angle J, 120. Any questions on number 22? Number 23, what kind of shape is that? It's a pentagon. What do we need to find out there? We need to find the angle X. What angle do we really need to know in order to help us find out what X is? Which of those angles, A or E, A, B, C, D, or E, which one is most important for us to help us know what X is, Noah?
D and C.
No.
D and E.
B. Once I know what B is, I'll know what X is. Raise your hand and tell us why. Why is it important for me just to know what B is in order to find out what X is? Rachel.
Because B is the same as E, only B is on the side that X is on.
Well, that's true, but what about,
So then you can use it with A to find the middle.
what about B?
You just confused.
What about the angle B here is going to help us find out what X is? What do the angles B and X form, Rachel? A what?
Line.
A line. How many degrees are in all straight lines? 180. So once I find out what B is, I'm good to go. So let's find out what B is. What kind of shape is that? Pentagon. How many total degrees in all pentagons? 540. What did they already tell us about 3 of the angles? So that 3 times 90 is 270. I only got 270 left. What did they tell us about E and B? They told us they're congruent. Those lines on there like that, they each have one, not tick line, but it's curved because it's an angle, tell you that they're both the same, right? So if I have 270 left, that tells me that angles E and B are 135. And if B is 135, X must be 45. That is number 23. Any questions on that? You want me to walk you through that again, Micah? Ready? Micah, how many degrees in all pentagons? You should have this memorized by now. 540. Do you see that they have 3 angles in that pentagon that are right angles? How many degrees in a right angle? What's 3 times 90? What's 3 times 9? So what's 3 times 90? Okay, so if there's 540 total, and you take away the 3 right angles, how many degrees are left? 270. 540 minus 270 is 270. They told you that the 2 angles that are left are the same, so I can divide by 2. That makes angle B 135. How do I know what X is? Rachel said these two form a straight line. So 180 minus 135, 45. Number 24. It's a hexagon. Sketch a regular hexagon. Find the measure of one angle. How many sides in a hexagon? 6. So you've got 6 angles. 6 minus 2 is? 4 times 180. 720. It told you it's regular. So what's 720 divided by 6? 120. 120. And finally, number 25. How many sides must that polygon be if all of the angles inside it are 1980? Here's what you needed to do. This was simple as this. Seems complicated. If 1980 is the total, and I divide it by 180, that's going to give me how many sides there are. Because, wait a minute, because when I divide this, my answer is going to be 11. So if 1980 divided by 180 is 11, how many sides must the polygon have? Don't forget. So it's basically working backwards.
Wait, what do you add?
It's gotta be a because you're working backwards. It's gotta be a 13-sided polygon, because 13 minus 2 is 11 times 180.
What's that called?
What's the what called? A 13-agon? I don't know. I don't know if it has it. Probably does. I know up to 12, Joe Decker does. Turn the page. Your work, homework for today is a review of everything we've done so far in chapter 8. There's only 11 items. You got 16 minutes. There's a chance you won't have homework. There's also a chance the test won't be, probability the test won't be till next Tuesday. I don't know. It's all on my desk.
Okay, Sarah still hasn't started her
Bella, I just got a sister telling on a sibling, saying that her little sister hasn't even started her homes project. She already,
Same with mine.
wow.
And she's been done for days.
Yeah, she was like, I need to get it done. That's what I
Who still has their homes project somewhere at their house?
Mine got smashed.
You need it?
I put mine up.
You never gave us our. Mine was made out.
Hey, you still never gave us our golf course.
Yeah, yes he did. Mine was made out.
Of course I did.
I know, we never got ours.
Yeah, he did.
We never got ours. We never got ours. Seventh grade never got theirs. I'm still waiting.
Oh,
I was 2 years ago. Not even lying.
Cut on.